Who do you want for moderator?
Bernie Palmer.
Bernie, okay.
What is it, moderator?
Yep,
What does that do?
he sits up here and reads all this stuff off.
Thanks.
I have a second for Bernie.
I second that.
You-
Boy, be careful what you wish for.
Are there
Where do
any
I sit?
nominations?
So do we have to vote now? It's you against me.
No,
We
not
haven't voted
yet,
yet.
not yet.
Oh.
We haven't voted.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know.
But, do I have any more nominations? Okay. All those in favor of Bob, raise your hand. Can somebody count, please?
Oh.
It almost looks. How many we got there? 1, 11? 11 on that? Okay. And, how many for Bernie? 7. And nobody else voted then, apparently. We had 18 people that voted, is that what everybody agrees on? Everybody's okay with that? Bob, I guess you're gonna be moderating, well, not yet. Okay, oh God, I can't think here. I guess we can declare Bob as the moderator for this meeting then. Because of hands, is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
What we did? Okay.
Right on.
All right, Bob. And now I will turn the meeting over to our moderator, Bob.
Are you going to declare the results of the election?
Well,
Or is that on the agenda or not?
yeah, actually, we should have done this probably before. Okay.
I'm gonna start with the Pledge of Allegiance first of all, first things first, so. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Where is Jan? She should be, she's the chairman, she's gonna read the town, board of
Board of Canvas.
I didn't talk. We've got a couple ties here, so this isn't gonna be good. We don't exactly know how to settle this.
Okay, first,
Have a runoff.
Yeah, I mean, this is close. This is really.
oh, I know how you, for a tie, it's legal to have flip a coin, draw straws,
What do you guys
flip
want
the
to do?
card.
Duel in the street.
Elections are not up to the township, you will have to call Kelly. The township residents do not choose how an election is decided.
No, but she is right.
Besides
I
voting.
remember
I,
that.
yeah, I read, you know, it was the woman that's
Yeah, it was
insider.
in that insider.
Yeah.
I
But
do
the
remember
county
that.
auditor gets to decide, or the clerk, not the
Okay,
residents.
anyhow, as the results were Janet Prophet got 17 votes. Write-in for Bernie Palmer was 15. Write-in for Lynn Anderson is 17. And write-in for Jeff Baldwin was 1. And there was 52 ballots.
And 2 no votes.
And, is that, okay, this is the number of ballots, okay,
Yeah.
no, okay.
No votes is 2.
Which means they voted for no one.
Right.
Correct.
That means
There was
that they,
nothing there.
Yeah,
that they didn't mark an X.
yeah,
They
sure.
didn't mark.
Okay, and treasurer for 2 years, Pam Ellwien got 13 votes. Treasurer write-in for Lynn Anderson was 3 votes. Treasurer write-in for Andrew Allen was 18 votes.
That's what it is for Pam too.
Yeah, Pam was 18 votes. And write-in for Angie Davis was 10 votes. And write-in for Jean Davis was 1 vote and 2 no votes. So for a total of 52 ballots, which is real good. That's about one of the best.
Yeah. So now, I try to, find out how we can do this. I didn't bring my phone, I don't know when I happened to it, but
Have we heard from Kelly?
I haven't, but do you have her number? Bob, you do. Do you have?
Not with me at home with you.
Yeah, see,
I don't
I
know.
don't.
Well, I have her number at work, I'm not at home. I don't
Yeah.
have her cell phone.
I can
What is
run over
tied
it.
up?
So both of them are
Both-
tied.
just
Both
Both
tied.
both the supervisor and treasurer have tied.
Yeah, they both do. Jan Prophet has 17, Lynn Anderson has 17.
Right, if you roll in
Pam-
a vote.
Pam has 18 for treasurer, and Andrew Allen has 18 for treasurer.
What?
That's honest to God, the way it went.
Honest to God.
We had,
Yeah, you took it up, you took the laws.
Which one?
To make it right. But I don't, I know that's what you can do is.
Only in Arna, right?
was that?
I said only in Arna, right?
Well,
Two ties, not one, but two, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
And that's
Wow, amazing.
right?
Yes, because
And then over the other space equals
Yeah. That's
Wow.
where-
Gives you several other write-ins.
I might have Kelly's number in here, let me look, go on to something else and then look.
Wow.
So who's the winner of the other part of the election?
That's all, that's all there was.
Just those two positions.
treasurer and.
Go winners.
Who needs Kelly's phone number? Say Cheryl,
That's all I
I got
got, no
Kelly's
winner.
phone number.
Do you have her phone
Unbelievable.
number?
Yes, 320.
Oh, good.
591.
1668, that's at the courthouse,
No, it's 1660, Bob.
1660.
Yeah.
Can,
I don't-
she's got a
I go ahead and
phone.
try her, I mean, that's her numbers at the courthouse.
Yeah.
Do you want Reese Frederickson's?
Yeah,
Maybe
he
you
got
can
his,
help you.
he got his number
Scott
too.
is.
He has nothing to do with elections, as you know.
No, but
No, I don't
who has a
know that.
phone? Oh, thank you.
You should.
Thank you, guys.
I'm glad you do.
Well, you tell the attorneys
Yeah, the
never
one that
have
I
to
got
do
in here
elections.
ends with 1668, is that the one
Brian.
you were just
Brian
saying?
and Brenda.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I think I just shut it off. It's a little different than mine. Sorry.
Wow,
It's a little
Wow.
different,
Just-
isn't it?
I don't know what to think here.
320,
I froze for half an hour for this.
591,
166.
1668.
Let's put it on
Do you want
speaker.
to-
Yep. If I set it down, is it okay?
Yeah.
Nobody had nothing to say about all the ties, huh?
Stuff happens.
Hi, you've reached the Pine County Treasurer's Office. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you shortly.
She ain't pulling all nighter, is she?
Message now.
It should be.
No, if it was the other election, she'd be there,
Yeah.
but nobody's gonna be there. We're gonna have to.
You're hard pressed to find them there during the week.
591
number?
prefix is the
You
courthouse.
have the number at your house?
Because it's probably never occurred here before.
Yeah, I think I do.
Why don't you
Where's
run
Pam
and get?
It's
Ellwien?
amazing.
Am I okay to leave for a few minutes? Is
Yeah, I would
everybody
just go
okay
get
with
it.
that?
Hey, as, you know, with Pam Ellwien, I mean, if we seen her, we'd at least know she's alive.
Yeah,
I mean, can we at least have a picture
I
of her?
think Walt even said she wasn't running, you heard it through the grapevine. She wasn't running again, now she ran.
Oh, help yourself.
This place is full
I
of it.
could read the minutes of the previous meeting, couldn't I?
Whew.
Yeah, I think you
While
can.
you're gone, I got it right here.
Oh, okay. And then be right
And then
down.
I was looking for that association
It's
pamphlet
between
I
Lynn
had.
and Jan. They have time.
So we're just gonna go with normal business with the two ties then, right? So do we move forward, or
Yes, I'm going to do that.
is that legal to do though with the two ties?
Yes,
Just wanna make sure.
we're not gonna get that far anyway.
What are that? Or they might have to do what they do in other places of the country where you have to do another election. You have to do a special election.
They did that in Roseville. They
Well,
We're blowing money out our tailpipe, why not? Seat 40B for the House was today.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, it's almost there. I have the second hint. Just in case somebody wanted to come. All right, we've got 7 o'clock, so we'll get started. So I think I know most of you, but I'm Kelly Schroeder, I'm the County Auditor Treasurer. And I have Allison Hughes here with me today. She's my deputy and kind of my right-hand elections person. So I just kind of wanted to go over what we're going to do today and what we're not going to do today. So this is an administrative recount held pursuant to Minnesota Statute 204C.35 and Minnesota Rule 8235. So it is a recount only. This is not to determine who was eligible to vote. It's not to determine if any campaign laws were violated. It's not to determine if the absentee ballots were handled correctly. It is simply to verify the physical recount of these ballots, and that is it. Once we are done with the recount, we will recertify these results over. And Cheryl, I haven't talked to you about this yet, but then the canvassing board actually, even if the results don't change, the canvassing board does need to meet again, so it'll have to get posted. Yep. And so the canvassing board will have to meet again and recertify the results. And the statute says they need to meet as soon as practical. So, and they have to go through the posting requirements and things, so it's not that they can meet tomorrow or anything. So just to, so you all know that no matter what the results are here, the canvassing board does have to recertify the results. As we're recounting the ballots, I'm happy to have you guys watch. The candidates can actually, if they're here, can come forward. No one can touch any ballots or anything besides Allie and I. And if the candidates or their representative have questions on why we're calling a ballot a certain way, they can challenge it at that time. But they're the only ones that can challenge the determination we're making. And the determination we're making is based on state statute. The state statute clearly goes through on if the ballot is marked differently than what the instructions say, the state statute takes you through on should you count it or not. And so I have copies of that, and so that is what we will apply today. So, any questions? No? Okay, so we'll just get started. Are you Andrew? Andrew. Okay, I don't know if you want to come up closer.
I do.
Okay. Are you Pam?
I am.
Oh, all right. Yeah, grab a seat, whatever. So what we'll do is we will literally, both of us will, well, these are just your,
Those are the military ones.
okay. So Allie and I will look at them and we will make a pile for each candidate and we will verbally say who we're calling it for. And so again, we're only recounting the treasurer race because that is the only one that had a recount request. So we will not be recounting or looking at the supervisor race. And I guess I'm gonna have to ask the election judges why this says no vote on it, or this one.
One of my judges wrote that on there.
Okay, sounds good. So that was not on there by the person,
No.
that voter.
No,
Okay.
no.
So, Allie, I think I'm looking at this one for Pam. Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, so we'll make Pam's file there. Okay. This one is for Andrew. It does not have a check mark in front of Andrew's name. However, state statute says in this case, we do have to count it. So this will go in Andrew's pile. That one's very clearly Andrew. That one has a check or an X in front of it. Andrew. Andrew. Pamela. Pamela. Should have brought my rubber finger.
Oh, yeah. I used to do that.
These are all going in the Pamela pile because they are, no question, have an X in front of her name. Pamela. have stuff together. Alright, so we have them sorted in our piles, and so now we will go through the piles, and if there's more than 10, we'll make stacks of 10. Just because, to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, and so I have the original results here, and so then I have a slip where I will write in how many we've counted. So we have 10 for Angela Davis. Lynn? Oh, Pamela, okay. Yep, that's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Alright, so 17 is what we have there.
Come together.
Yep, they can go together. Alright, Lynn?
1, 2, 3.
Alright. Andrew?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Alright, so that's 19.
And I have 1 for Jean Davis.
And for Jean Davis. And we were able to determine voter intent on all of them, so there's no undervotes, so none that were blank. So I'm putting a 0 in there. And then there were no overvotes in that someone voted for more than one candidate of the treasurer race. So I'm putting 0 in there. So we had, then we have our absentees we have to do as well. So, Pamela. Pamela. Was it just these 2 absentees? Or the 2 military ones? Okay. So, Pamela originally had 17, and then these 2 military ones are for Pamela as well, so that equals 19. So, I'm going to add these all up so we had, and make sure we're still at 52, because that was the total number of people that voted. So we had 19 for Pamela, 3 for Lynn, 19 for Andrew, 10 for Angie, and 1 for Jean. It's still 52. Alright, so that is the, and I can have you look at that if you'd like. So that is the recount. It still ends in a tie, rather than 18 votes for each candidate of the top 2, it ends up to be 19 votes. So what we'll do is Allie and I will sign this now, and then I'll certify it, and then Cheryl, I'll be giving this to you, and you guys can work through having your canvassing board meet again.
Okay, so, do we have to do another draw or anything?
I'm gonna have to ask the state about that, because the totals are different, but yet it's still tied. So I will have to ask the state and get back to you guys tomorrow. But you can't hold the canvassing board tomorrow anyways.
It has to be at least 3 days.
Right.
Or they can draw the coffee strainer again here.
should've put something underneath, but I didn't, sometimes, these are our new stamps and they sometimes cut the paper because they're so tight. So, I will give that back to you, Cheryl, and then we will, I saw tape in here, we will re-put these in the envelope. I saw tape in there, I spied tape. Here, put these in there. Yep, I want those in there.
So can I ask a question?
Sure,
So, were the absentee ballots not counted last time?
they were,
So how,
where did my sheet go?
how did we re-end up in a tie again?
Because the two votes that were considered undervotes the first time, one was for you and one was for Pamela.
Okay, okay.
Were those the two that said no vote on them?
Right,
How does a candidate with their name on the ballot have something determined no vote? Was there something wrong with the mark? Was it a check instead of
right,
X?
so the one had a dot,
Okay,
and then the other one had it written in, but nothing in the box.
okay,
And at the general election, so like in November, because we used electronic equipment, it was required there had to be an X in the box. However, because there's no electronic equipment here, then it doesn't matter if there's an X in the box, we go with, they wrote the name in. So that's where some of the confusion comes from, is it's different when we have electronic equipment versus not. Yes,
But you gotta figure if someone took the time to write a name, and that would be it, you know what I mean? It should be kinda an X in its own way.
That's what she said.
right, that's what I would agree. At the general election, when we were using equipment, the legislature decided that that wasn't a requirement because of how the equipment works. But when we're hand counting it, we have to count the X. Alright,
Yeah, my question is, did the ballot explicitly say that there had to be an X?
it says.
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
yes, it
Right.
does.
So
State
if
law
that
does not
wasn't
require it.
the case, then at least in the future, it shouldn't say that.
It has to say that by law, because the law says what the ballot has to say, and then the law also says how we're supposed to interpret things, because people don't follow directions. I know, that's shocking. Yeah,
Because it had said that it needed to have an X, we, as election judges, specifically told each person, as we gave them the ballot, that they needed to have the X.
right. Yes, and that's good. We, as the ballot judge, I always want them giving directions to the voter. It's just once the voter gets to the voter booth, all bets are off. And then the statute literally lays out of, in these cases, this is how you should look at voter intent.